We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch. We are very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Something isn't right. Computer, bring up the pricing for the Nintendo Switch 2. Of course Nintendo would pull something like this. At least the games will be decently priced, right? Well then, I'll just take my L. And seriously, Nintendo, I can't believe you guys. Like, seriously, who's defending this?
It was embarrassing. It was cringy.
Why do y'all let my mouth run like this? Why?
Okay, like, let's be real here. The console is going to be successful. It is going to do well. Everything they showed off is going to sell a lot.
And y'all thought the PlayStation fanboys were bad. Never in my life have I ever seen Harman Smith simp for Nintendo this hard. I hope to God you guys have a nice little snack and a nice little drink ready, because this one, you guys aren't ready for this one.
So I finally got back home after working like long, hard hours at my job. Unlike everyone else, apparently.
You know, usually I don't like shaming people for whatever jobs they want to work for, but hey, Harman, that's a bit of a skill issue on your end, buddy. Sorry.
Because everyone else was like sitting at home just watching Nintendo Directs, complaining about like the console, even though like all of them are gonna buy it day one.
My fucking eyes are tearing up.
Yeah, you know, Harman, you may have had a point right there if everybody was still comfortable buying at the price point of $450, but with Trump bringing in the tariffs and stuff, that may have just skyrocketed the Nintendo Switch 2 to $600 now. Yeah, fun times with this one.
Like, let's be real here. The console is going to be successful. It is going to do well. Everything they showed off is going to sell a lot.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Harman, with an overpriced system, and on top of that, overpriced games and a networking system that is absolutely terrible, you really think that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be absolutely successful? I'm sorry, but this time around, I don't think it's going to be, because honestly, you don't have the big C word on your guys', on your guys' side this time. And the matter of fact, a lot of the public perception on this one isn't really too good on this one. This is getting around the age of when the Wii U came out. This is getting pretty bad for Nintendo.
Nintendo has won the console war, right? Like, I've been saying that for like years now, but like,
Nobody cares!
Hey!
Nobody cares!
It feels as if like the community is trying everything they possibly can to keep the discussion of the console negative.
Harman, when they first announced the hardware and the games, it was absolutely fantastic. Even I was like, wow, Nintendo really came out here this time, gave us some really good hardware for the Nintendo fanboys to enjoy these games, and they brought out like some games, like some older games, like Elden Ring, fucking Cyberpunk over here. They brought you guys some games to enjoy. Hell, even Street Fighter 6 was on there too. I'm like, wow, these are some games that the Nintendo fanboys can actually really enjoy. But you know what happened next? They decided to announce the price point for the hardware and the fucking games that are going to be exclusive to the hardware, which is going to be like $80 fucking dollars. $80 fucking dollars. So I mean, I can understand the negativity around the Nintendo Switch 2. I could totally understand it, because let's be frankly honest here, feels like we're getting ripped off, Harman, but you haven't caught on to that yet.
Right, and they can't go after the games because they look great. They can't go after the hardware because it's great. Like, they can't even complain about the visuals anymore.
You know what I find funny in this situation, fam? over here, NSN1 and NS2, which is basically the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, they look almost similar, except for the Nintendo Switch 2. It looks like it's very upscaled, more cleaned up and everything. It's almost like Nintendo's using a certain emulator to emulate these games and upscale them without putting any effort in. If anybody's played on an emulator for, you'll notice the difference like right off the bat. So yeah, Harman, guess what? I could still bitch about it because I noticed some things.
I was seeing people like say that like games were going to be sold for $90 or something, right? And then I actually looked into it. No, like they're being sold at a 70. You know, the typical retail, the typical industry standard today.
Oh, I like it, denial! That is first part of the grieving process, brothers. Now let's all hold hands.
So I know in the next clip that I kind of cut out in this discussion so I can make it a little shorter, I know you acknowledged that the next Mario Kart World, or whatever the hell it's called, is going to be $80. But Harman, you're forgetting about one thing in the United States. It's called taxes. And you know taxes have a certain percentage on sales. Yeah, you do realize that gets passed on to the consumers, right? And you know that's like 10%, right? So if Mario Kart World is $80, then 10% of 80 is $8. Do you know what that adds up to, Harman? $88 fucking dollars, meaning we are $2 away from being 90. So we could technically count that for shits and giggles. On top of that too, if Mario Kart World sells good enough, it is a clear indication to Nintendo that they can push their first party exclusives to be $80 fucking dollars, Harman, just like they did with the Tears of the Kingdoms, and now how they're comfortable now with their first parties being $70. This is how they push the envelope, Harman. But again, you know, I'm not a fucking fanboy, and I can see the flaws that are happening right in front of me before they become a fucking problem.
So like it wasn't a big deal at all, and yet you have all these millionaire YouTubers acting like Nintendo just shot their dog or something.
Jesus Christ, we get it.
People like Angry Joe or like Review Tech USA or like whoever just sitting there trying to tell you that like, oh, I was excited for this, but the price point killed it for me.
Harman, you know they were supposed to be affordable and family friendly, right? They just took that whole concept out into the backyard and Old Yeller the whole fucking thing because they want to make more profits. And don't fucking sit here in my comment section saying, because it's the tariffs, guys. They're increasing the prices of the tariffs. Well, guess what? They originally were to go with $450 for the console and fucking their games $70 to $80 fucking dollars before the tariffs were even a concept in the first place. Literally, they just took the pre-orders off of the United States because the tariffs just fucking kicked in. Did you think about that for a second? Probably not.
The entire time he has like this camera right here and he's like staring into it and he's just like no reaction, no smile. He doesn't even fucking talk. You know, he doesn't know any of these characters or the franchise or like he probably doesn't even know what like a Nintendo is, honestly. Like the guy has reviewed 2 Nintendo Switch games in like its entire 8-year run.
Go back and pause the video because there's 2 good meme formats that people could use to make some delicious memes, and I love it when you guys do it too. Hell, I posted these in my Discords and they went fucking wild with it. But I'm gonna jump back on Harman's case for this one. Harman, I went to go check out Angry Joe's video and fucking Rich's live stream. They were pretty upset about this fact that, but you know, they were gonna still buy it originally, but let's be a fact that increased to 600. I don't think they're gonna buy it. And on top of that too, let's be frankly honest here, Angry Joe does know who Nintendo is and the fucking consoles are too. They've tried to, he's tried multiple times, try to do reviews for them, but Nintendo kept swatting him down. So it's like, why would the fuck would you want to support a company that wants to keep taking you down? It would not make sense if you to support them if they're going to keep doing this to you.
Right? You know, don't talk about the games, don't talk about the new tech, don't talk about like all the minor improvements. You know, these guys don't play on Switch anyway, so they wouldn't even know know anything.
Oh, I don't understand, Harman, how terrible the hardware is to the point that you guys couldn't play any modern games, like the actual good modern games. Or how about the fact that the interface for the fucking shop on the Switch is so fucking terrible and laggy. It's to the point that barely anybody likes using it. And on top of the fact too that you guys don't even have achievements or even a party fucking configuration that you could team up with your friends and talk to them while you're playing video games. Hell, you guys finally got your own Discord in 2025 finally, when we've been doing it since the 360 days. Yeah, that's such great improvements right there, Harman.
They really think just by sitting there and going I'm not interested in that, I don't want to play that, it's too expensive, that people will think it's real. That people will think this is the general consensus.
It doesn't need to be, Harman, because the whole general consensus you're trying to bring in this situation are literally saying that we're not going to buy this hardware because it's overpriced, and the hardware or the software in the situation is overpriced too, and your networking is absolutely fucking terrible, so we're not going to invest into this fucking ecosystem. Hey, Nintendo fans, you guys enjoy playing on handhelds, right? Here's a suggestion. Go buy yourself a Steam Deck. It won't be able to do 4K or play all of Nintendo's game, wink winks, but you guys can enjoy, really enjoy the Steam Deck and its Steam, what Steam provides to you guys. Trust me, go buy yourself a Steam Deck. You'll thank me later.
Tim, I feel as if this is kind of the last stand of the Nintendo hate community, right? Because they're doing the things they've always done, complaining about the visuals, complaining about the games, complaining about the hardware, complaining about Nintendo's business practices. They're doing the same thing they've always done, but there's a lot more pushback to this than there used to be.
Oh, I thought this was the last stand for the millionth freaking time, Harman. And really, there's a lot more pushback? Gee, I wonder why there's a lot more pushback, Harman. It's due to the fact that we want to keep Nintendo as pure as they could fucking be, like you like to fucking imagine they are. And we like to keep our hobby in line too, because in technicality, Nintendo is the leading market for consoles, basically. And since, the other manufacturers and the other publishers and developers, if they see Nintendo doing very well with the $70 to $80 to $90 fucking games, we're fucked. We are absolutely fucked if they actually, if Nintendo's actually successful with this. That's the problem everybody's having with Nintendo right now. But your pea-sized little brain doesn't fucking get it.
A lot more. And I know, because I remember when, the Wii U was announced, and, it was universally reviled by everyone. Everybody complained about that thing, even though it was by far the best console on the market at the time.
Nobody tell them that the Nintendo Switch was technically part of the eighth gen, so it technically would be actually a failure to compare to the Wii U by fucking Harman's logic. Nobody tell him. I want him to squirm this idea he's got inside of his head. Oh my fucking god!
I grew up in the Wii and GameCube era, and saw just how people would seethe about Nintendo, right? I know very well just how deep, the Nintendo hate, how deeply that's ingrained into the gamer culture.
Harman, we don't hate Nintendo. We hate their business practices. End of scene, end of a conversation. That's the most simplest way I could put it for you. Again, we don't hate Nintendo. We hate their business practices.
It's just downright delusional. Some of the takes I've seen. And I'll be talking about a lot of that, later on down the line when I can actually, watch some more videos and, talk about, what some people are doing. But, let it be known that the vast majority of, the complaints in regards to the Nintendo Switch 2 are completely and utterly false and aren't even really worth paying attention to.
Oh, no. I'm scared. Oh, look, more free content for us. Harman, the gift on keep on gifting.
it's gotten really embarrassing and out of hand, to the point where like people will like try and tell you that a Steam Deck is more affordable than a Nintendo Switch.
See, funny thing about that though, Harman, is that the Switch 2 is going to be $600 if we believe everything with the tariffs and all that type of mess. Let's be frankly honest. And on top of that too, Harman, the Steam Deck, literally the 256 gigabyte fucking hardware, well, the hardware, the model, is literally $400, $50 cheap from the original price of the Nintendo Switch 2, meaning that you're going to be saving potentially $200, and hell, you could spend another $100 and upgrade your storage system on top of that to get even better. Granted, you won't have that 4K quality, but let's be frankly honest, fucking 4K at this point is like, like who fucking cares at this point? Like we maybe got like another good 5 or 10 years till we get the true good fucking 4K. On top of that, the Steam sales are fucking litty titty as a motherfucker. You don't have to pay for online membership or even to join people. You have access to Discord to talk to your friends at all times, because let's be honest, who doesn't have Discord these days? And oh, better yet, you can actually buy third-party fucking stands for your Steam Deck, which is a lot cheaper. And let's be frankly honest here too, you could use any fucking controller you want, like an Xbox controller, a PlayStation controller, or a Switch Pro controller. Oh, speaking of that too, the Switch Pro controller too, yeah, you're gonna have to buy that version instead of using your original one to enjoy on the new Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, so the Steam Deck's starting to sound a lot better, isn't it, fam? So trust me, I suggest go buy yourself a Steam Deck, because you'll thank me later, because a lot of modern games are still coming to the Steam Deck to this day.
They'll do this weird thing where they'll compare like the storage space of like the more expensive Steam Deck model with like the lower budget model, like, oh, you get so much more out of the Steam Deck. It's just completely delusional. It's out of touch with reality. Nintendo has won the console war.
You know, Harman, I'll tell you who's truly out of reality right now. It's you, dude. How you think the console wars are still going on, or people, basically anybody in general, really gives a fuck about this concept of a console war that's going on between these companies. Hell, even the company CEOs don't give a fuck anymore. They just laugh at you guys, how stupid you guys are, that you buy their fucking slop every single time. Like, even we're laughing at you guys at this moment. You guys still haven't picked up that concept yet. If you didn't act this way, you guys wouldn't be in my content every single fucking week. Oh, and Salty Sundays too. Yeah, trust me, I've got plenty of content over there, like every single week. It never fucking stops somehow, some freaking way. But anyway, fam, that's pretty much all the content I got you guys for today. I'm telling you, I've never seen Harman simp for a company this hard before in my life. It's truly amazing how you can see the small little world into his gap of his world, just to see what he's like, me, can you protect Nintendo? I gotta protect him. But you know what? That's enough dunking on Harman. I've kept you guys long enough from your guys' busy day. So thank you guys very much for sticking this long in this video. And if you guys have, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys and see your perspective on these videos and stuff, and sometimes ducking on the subject matter, which is kind of funny, to be frankly honest. I love it when you guys do that. And most of all, you guys enjoy this content, obviously, and spend most of the time here. So subscribe to the channel, because you know what, I'll definitely have more of my content coming to you guys, and you guys can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the content. But anyway, enough of that sellout stuff. Thank you guys very much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And I will see you guys this Sunday on Salty Sunday to have some fun. And if you don't make it, perfectly fine. I'll see you in the next video. But like I always say, I'll see you in the next one, fam. Later.